Gina Lopez's exemplary dedication and service to the protection and rehabilitation of the environment, in recognition of her keen concern for environmental issues and child welfare, in recognition of her truly being in the service of the Filipinos, and in recognition of her indomitable spirit, determined in resonance with the spirit of the Creator. The Ateneo de Naga University is privileged to confer the degree of Doctor of Humanities, honoris causa, on Gina Lopez, this 26th day of March in the 2011 year of our Lord.
And now, the rite of conferment.
By virtue of the authority vested upon me, I hereby confer upon Ms. Gina Lopez the degree of Doctor of Humanities, honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining to this degree. Let us give her once again a round of applause.
Father Tabora will now read the Doctor of Humanities. Father Tabora will now present the diploma to Ms. Lopez. Let us give Ms. Gina Lopez, Doctor of Humanities, honoris causa, a round of applause. Ms. Gina Lopez, Doctor of Humanities, honoris causa, will now deliver her address.
Hello, please be seated. Respected board and management, kindred spirits of Ateneo de Naga, and to the students, where to go in the top. Hello, Ateneo! I'm truly happy to be here with all of you today on this most important juncture of your life. Graduation is a very important juncture. You're going on to another phase. And what I would like to do today is to share with you some of the reflections I have had on my own life and my own experience in the hope that it will help you for your journey ahead. So, I'm 57 years old, and in my experience, point number one, you have to listen because at the end of the talk, I'm going to give you a test before you get your graduation. Okay, number one. My number one reflection is life isn't easy. Sorry, life isn't easy. And I think you probably felt it now. And it actually may not even get any better. So, my number one advice for you today is take it as a challenge. You're not going to be able to escape pain and suffering. It's part of life. But if you take, and you assume an attitude that each situation in life is a challenge, is an opportunity for each and every one of you to grow, to learn, you're going to come out with flying colors. So the attitude must be each situation in life is a challenge. Don't forget that. I'm going to test you at the end. Okay. So, how do you face these challenges in life? I have found that the number one quality that's essential and that has been very beneficial to me is have a non-negotiable commitment to integrity. Integrity. Now, integrity is not honesty. No, honesty is you're just saying the truth and you're saying regardless of what damage you can do. Integrity. Integrity means, for me, a keen sense of principle. You know what's right and wrong. And sometimes what's right and wrong might even change according to the situation. So you just go deep inside yourself and have a keen sense of principle. This will guide you in life because you're going to be faced with all kinds of situations, and how will you maneuver your way out of each situation? Have that commitment to integrity. Now, integrity is not really integrity unless it's infused with compassion. You need to feel for others. When you make a decision, you have to see, dapat may makinabang, di ba? Who it will affect, what kind of effect the decision you have with others, compassion. A keen sense of integrity imbued with compassion. Second, with the challenge, reflectiveness. Reflectiveness, very, very important. Because people go through life and they go through each situation and you don't really learn. How will you learn? You need to reflect. You need to be honest in your reflections. You need to be humble. You need to be clear. You need to really see. Did I make a mistake here? Should I have done any better? Humility, clarity, and the courage to move forward. So you made a mistake, so don't beat yourself on the head. Never mind. You made a mistake, have the courage to move forward. But you need to really see the situation as it is beyond your emotional bottom. Because sometimes you want to defend yourself or you want to be righteous or whatever. No, just see the situation as it is. Very, very important. Because if you do this, then with each situation in life, whether it be happy, whether it be sad, whether it be painful, you will grow. You will grow. Remember that. Number one, face each situation in life as a challenge. Alright, that's one. Number two, very, very important. I really want to impart this today. Never, 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 never think you're small. None of you are small. Whether you be poor or whether you be whatever or not very intelligent, you're not small. As you think, so you become. If you think you're small, you become small. If you think you're small, when you go to someone, they'll also think you're small. Okay, I want to share with you one experience, which is profound for me, and which your chairman of the board briefly mentioned, was about my experience in Africa. When I was 18, I joined this movement, Ananda Marga, and I eventually went to Africa. And I stayed there for 12 years. And I was a missionary in Africa. I had 2 sets of clothes, and my hair was really short, and I had chinelas. And I was at Gina Lopez in Africa. In fact, my name was Gigi. And I didn't have ABS-CBN in Africa. And I stayed there for 12 years, and you know what? I made things happen. I survived. Why? Because I never, at one single, even if I only had 2 sets of clothes, even if I didn't have anyone, even if I didn't know anyone, I never for one single moment thought I was small or insignificant. I carried within me the conviction that I was doing something good. I carried within me my dream for a brighter future. And when I went to people, I carried that feeling within me. You know, I spoke to businessmen. In Africa, most of the people that hold the economy are Indians. And I didn't even know them, but I would just have the courage and make a phone call and then go to the chairman of the corporation or whatever. And they said, who's this? I said, I'm Didi. Who are you, Didi? I never thought I was wrong. I said, and I go to the chairman and I say, you know, I'm doing this, I'm taking care of children. And I've given up my comfort in life, and I've committed my life to take care of the children and do something good. I need your help. And I told them my dreams about the children and what I wanted to do. And invariably, wherever I went, because I carried within me the conviction that I was doing something good, and that I was not small, I was special, they always helped me. I survived. I mean, when they sent me to Africa, I didn't have any money. Nothing, but I survived. I didn't only survive in terms of my own food. I put up a school, I bought land, we had a children's home. I survived. And that's a very, very important lesson you can take with each and every one of you today. You're going to go out in life, and I'm not sure what you're going to do. But when you go out in life, remember this very deep, important lesson. You're not small. You're special, and if you feel you're special, if you're convinced that's what you want to do, if you have dreams and hopes, you know, because if you think you're small, then your dreams are going to become small. Don't think small, think you're big. And then your dreams will become big. And who knows, you might be able to reach your dreams. All of the projects I started, be it the TV, be it Copy Basic. I mean, Copy Basic, Ming Ramos, when she gave it to me, gave me 6 million pesos. How can you clean the river with 6 million pesos? But I went right ahead. You dream big, you think you're big, you dream big, and you're going to achieve big. Number 2, lesson. Number 3, there is a God. There is a God, and there are spiritual worlds, and the number 3 lesson is that you can't know God by your mind. You really can't. You can think about Him all you want, you can read books, you can read the Bible, you're not going to know God. The way to know God is through your heart. And the way to know God, from my very deep and profound experience, is through stillness. You have to reach a certain point in your life, or certain times in the day when you're just really quiet. Because if you're thinking all the time, and you're planning all the time, and you involve in all the rigors and things of whatever of your life, you're not going to reach that state where you can feel something divine. So, my third advice for you today is to inculcate in your life a habit of stillness. I mean, I go to retreats. In fact, I came from a retreat yesterday. I do twice yearly retreats. And go on retreats sometimes. You know, when you have problems, go off alone, by yourself. Walk in nature, swim, or just be alone. But when you're alone, don't think, no? So when you're alone, try to really ease the mind, be peaceful, feel. Or start the day with stillness. I meditate every morning. I don't leave the day without meditating. So whatever you do, start the day with some kind of stillness. Believe me, you know, sometimes in stillness, that's when you get the most amazing ideas. And sometimes in stillness, that's when you can see the situation as it really is. Inculcate that in your life, because if you go out and you get really busy and you just go round and round and you won't even use your bearing. That's the message. Number 3, stillness. Not even silence, stillness. Just feeling, just stillness. A very, very good lesson. Alright. I'm on the last one now. Number 4, honor and revere the world in which we live. Very important lesson, especially for the Philippines. 7,000 islands, amazingly gorgeous, beautiful islands. Please, 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 do not go out after the sacred halls of Ateneo de Naga and do something which will desecrate or mutilate the environment in which we live. It's not good karma, believe me. There is a web of life. There is a web of life. And right now, humanity is finding that out. If we continue to desecrate the environment, that will eventually be down on you. So you know what I'm going to do finally? I'm going to read you a poem. You know, you feel people, like for example, when my dad died, even if he was dead, I could still feel him. Sometimes I go to a place and it's like a presence. And when Jerry died, my manager, there was a shot in the back of his head. I could still feel him. It's present. You feel it. Or sometimes you go into a room and you feel presence there. Okay, so I just did 10 days of meditation in California. And it was a very profound experience for me. And in the last 3 days, I felt something. And I want to share that with you today. I felt, you may believe it or not, but it's the reality of my experience. What I felt was a presence. I felt a presence connected to the Philippines. To me, and it felt like a goddess-like presence, because it was so quiet there and I couldn't feel anything. And it was a very profound experience for me. At some point, I was even crying. I could really see her. So the person I was with suggested, why don't you write a poem? And let her talk through your poem. So I made a poem, and I'm going to read it to you today. But after this, I'm going to ask you to get me signatures. Alright, so this is a poem which I felt was coming from the present, and which I feel is applicable to all of you, and even to your parents, and your relatives. I am the goddess of the Philippines. My dearly beloved, the divine has blessed you as a people with pure and simple hearts and land magnificent in its bounty and diversity. In deep pain, I watch as the covenant with nature has been broken again and again, such that you and your children no longer remember. Your elders have failed miserably in protecting and nurturing the essence of who you are as a people. Greed, selfishness, indifference, and ignorance has implanted flaws that have done. The connection of your heart with the land in which you live has been so diminished that there are many who will gladly mutilate it for material gain. The time has come to heal. The time has come to rekindle the reverence your forefathers had with the land in which they lived. The time has come to rise again and be whole and live the life you were meant to live, a life of harmony and peace. It is not matter that will fill your heart. It is living in harmony with nature and reverence with nature that will give you blessings and protect you and nourish you. Rise, rise. Rise up, my dear people. You can feel me in the air that is fresh, in the sparkling river, in the forest full of life. You can feel me in the purity of heart and the harmony of spirit. Rise, rise, rise again. Heal your land. Heal your spirit. Recognize the greed for what it truly is and say you will have no part of it anymore. Know that if you make a stand, your future is bright. Do not let your future go. The choice is yours. The choice is yours. The choice is yours. Yep, the choice is yours. So, what I want you to do today is I want you to get me 10 million signatures. Like this, no? There's mining, as you know, that my current obsession is mining. Because as I've seen it, mining mutilates the land, and I have been aghast at the trail of suffering and devastation to farmland, to water. For what? For mineral resources that will be sold to other countries? For GDP that's 2%? To sacrifice our food security? For that? For foreigners to come here and get our mineral resources for them? And what about us and our children? And who suffers here? So the time has come to say enough is enough. And I know that you're going to be really helpful. So we have signature forms, and I have some with me. And before you go off, you're not doing it for your country. You're not asking you for money. Before you go off and take a job, you're going to get signatures for me. I gave one talk in USC, and one girl there was crying, and she got me 30,000 signatures. She was absolutely amazing. I think I'm going to hire her. She's really good. Okay, you may not give me 30,000, but I don't only want you to sign. You can do this for your country. You can go out and get everyone in your house to sign. Then you can go with the GP and get everyone with the GP to sign. And then you can go to the street you live in and ask everyone in the street to sign. And then when you go to Mass and the Father talks, after he's homily, you're going to knock on his shoulder and say, Father, can I talk also? You can do this. You can do this. You can give me signatures. Each school, I told Tati Iguana, she's the chairman of Tati, we're going to change this country to the kids. We collected 5 million signatures to save the La Mesa because they wanted to put up a housing subdivision, and 3.5 million of those signatures came from the youth. Last year, when we broke the Guinness Book of Records in the 10-10-10 for the Pasig River, half of those people that ran came from the youth. You guys should clap for yourselves. You're going to make this country run. I believe it, I told the chairman and the board, the youth, that's it. They're idealistic. They're going to make things happen. They have passion. They haven't become cynical yet. So I'm asking you today to help me get 10 million signatures. Okay, when you go home, if you're not from Ateneo de Naga, if you're not from Naga, wherever you go, get everyone to sign there. And then you can send it free of charge. Free of cost to JRS. It's free. The owner is my friend there. So you can go. Or you can log on to your computer, no2mininginpalawan.com, and you can sign there. And if you get me 30,000, 50,000, I might hire you. No, but we're going to leave the signature forms with Father Deborah. And I have my assistant here with me there, behind the curtain. And he has the signature form, so you can do this for your country. Can you do this? Yes! Okay, now what are the 4 things I said? I'm going to get it with my iPad. If you don't get it right, you can't graduate. Okay. Number 1. What do you need to do when you get out of these halls? How are you going to go through life? What do you have to do? Challenge! Correct. That was 25 points. You're going to take each situation in life as a challenge. And what do you need to do to take each situation in life as a challenge? What qualities do you need? Very good, Father Ferdinand. You can graduate. Integrity. And what else do you need? Wow, you're really good. Compassion. And what else do you need? Reflectiveness. You need to look back, go to the situations in life and look back and see, where did I go wrong? How can I make it better? What do you need? Humility, honesty, courage, and then go forth with life. That was number one. What is the second thing you need to do if you want to go out and make a difference in life? What's the second? What? Never think you're small. You're absolutely great and magnificent. You can go out and conquer the world. Never, never, never think you're small. Number three, stillness. God exists, and you're going to know Him in the quiet of your spirit, and that's how you're going to move forward. Number four. What's number four? What? Honor and revere the world in which you live in. Please do not desecrate the environment. You and me and the air and the water and the land, we are inextricably one. If we injure them, if we injure the environment, we get affected. So honor and respect and revere the world in which you live in. Can you do this? I'm going to mining after this. Do this. And what's the last thing you do for me and for our country? Right, you're going to get my signature. So I brought 2 rings here. And okay, I only one paper is 25 signatures. So if you get one paper, you can attach to it many blank sheets and it will be counted. Just put in the beginning of the blank sheet, no mining in Palawan. Why Palawan? Because Palawan is the rallying cry. We don't want mining in biodiversity areas because biodiversity is life, it's air, it's food, it's what makes the earth beautiful. Otherwise it would be like Mars. No mining in agricultural areas because that's food. No mining in watershed areas because that's water. Okay? You're going to get a signature for your country. Can you do this? Ateneo de Naga, graduating class, can you do this? You're absolutely wonderful, and I have no doubt in my mind, in my heart, you're going to go out there and make this country a much, much better place to live in. Mabuhay kayong lahat, and I wish you all the very best.